World's longest female legs. A Russian female, named Ekaterina Lazina, has legs that measure 132.8 centimeters on the left leg and 132.2 centimeters on the right leg, take from the heel to the top of the hip. That's more than twice the height of the world's shortest woman ever, an Indian woman. Ekaterina is also the record holder for the tallest professional model, with the height confirmed at 205.16 centimeters. The 29-year-old always feels very comfortable about her size at home. However, in the past she was usually teased by many students at school. World's longest female hair. The world's longest documented hair belongs to Xi Jinping from China, at 5.627 meters when measured on the 8th of May 2004. She has been growing her hair since 1973, from the age of 13. Xi Jinping said, "It's no trouble at all. I'm used to it. But you need patience, and you need to hold yourself straight when you have hair like this." World's longest name. The Guinness World Record for the longest name, used by anyone ever, was set by an American man who lived in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, United States of America. He had shortened his surname to Mr. Wolf plus 988, Sr., as there are 988 letters in his surname. His given name was made up from 26 names, each starting with a different letter of the alphabet in consecutive order: Adolph Blaine Charles David, Earl Frederick Gerald Hubert, Irvin John Kenneth Lloyd, Martin Nero Oliver Paul, Quincy Randolph Sherman Thomas, Uncas Victor William Xerxes Yancey Zeus. Mr. Wolf plus 988 died in 1997. World's longest fingernails. Mr. Sridhar Chillal, 82 years old, living in Pune, India, is the man with the world's longest fingernails. He started to let the fingernails on his left hand grow when he was 14 in 1952, after being told off by a teacher for accidentally breaking the teacher's long nail. The longest nail was about 1.98 meters long. The combined length of his 5 fingernails is 9.09 meters, about the same length as a London bus. But after 66 years of keeping, in 2018, he surprisingly cut them off for unknown reason. World's longest road. The Pan American Highway is the world's longest motorable road, according to the Guinness Book of World Records, measuring about 30,000 kilometers, or 19,000 miles, in total length. The highway links almost all nations in North and South America, except for a stretch of 62 miles, called the Darien Gap, a forest and swampland. In 2003, Kevin Sanders, a long-distance rider, broke the Guinness World Record for the fastest traversal of this highway by motorcycle in 34 days. World's longest bridge. With 165 kilometers in length, the Danyang Kunshan Grand Bridge, in China, is the Guinness World Record holder of the longest bridge in the world, since June 2011. It forms part of the Beijing to Shanghai high-speed railway. Employing 10,000 people, its construction took 4 years, and costs about $8.5 billion. World's longest train journey. The train from Moscow in Russia to Pyongyang in North Korea covers 10,213 kilometers. Departing twice a month, taking almost 8 days to complete one-way trip, this is the longest uninterrupted train journey in the world, and almost never experienced by tourists. If buying ticket through Real Russia Company, the fares are from £524 in second class to £817 in first class. World's longest cruise. It is called the World of Travel Package, from Mundi Cruising, taking 357 days to complete and travels to all 7 continents. The trip left from Miami in January 2017, sailed around South America, then traveled to the Mediterranean, the North Sea, and the Baltic, before sailing from Vancouver up to Alaska. The cruise then goes through Central America to the Atlantic, and brings its passengers to Australia, then Africa, Antarctica and finally, from Singapore sets sail for China and Indonesia, where it concludes in May 2018. The fares for the trip were shockingly high. Itinerary started from $162,000 per person, including business class flights, overseas transfers and all 7 cruises. Each leg of the journey is separate, giving you time to fly home and repack for the next leg of the journey. World's longest flight. A Qatar Airways flight over 14,500 kilometers, across 10 time zones, taking 16 hours and 23 minutes, from Doha in Qatar to Auckland in New Zealand, is the world's longest non-stop commercial flight, which took place in February 2017. The flight's 15 crew members served 1,100 cups of tea and coffee, 2,000 cold drinks, and 1,036 meals. However, once the United Airlines commences its non-stop flights between Los Angeles and Singapore later this year, it will become the longest commercial flight, and will take roughly 18 hours to complete. World's longest river. It is the Nile River in Egypt, which is about 6,650 kilometers long. The Nile is an international river as its drainage basin covers 11 countries in northeastern Africa, from Egypt in the north to Tanzania in the south. The Nile is just about 150 kilometers longer than the Amazon in Brazil, the world's second longest river.